ho. Video killed the radio star. It's Cthulhu. I'm not sure what I'm talking about.
No, I like that. You should every time you start a new session, you have to make a very, very
a dated song reference.
Yeah,
Yes,
video
yes.
killed the video star.
Next, I'll just keep it to radio ones. Next one I can do, I'm on a Mexican radio.
You want to say?
What's the name of that song? Is that what
It's just called Mexican.
Is it just called Mexican Radio? Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking no.
I like Mexican radio.
By Wall of Voodoo?
Yes, actually, yeah.
Aha! I'm pretty good at this.
Pretty good.
Hey, you're pretty good.
Should make this your job.
Hey,
Yeah.
referencing very old songs.
Hey, you're pretty good at this.
Who wants to listen to Baby Blue by Badfinger?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
Was thinking about Badfinger recently.
I'm gonna
Bad
fucking
finger.
show you my dad finger in a second. Start the game. What the fuck is that supposed to mean?
Uh-oh. Alright. Hey, that's about a minute of the recording. We're good. Last time on Cthulhu,
Yes.
the mighty, Earth's mightiest heroes, met up with a new compatriot. It was a fella named the Maestro, a legendary member of the Foundation and potluck manager, who was sent to oversee the group to prevent any boobery.
Yeah. And then we broke him.
And then he learned some things. I wouldn't say the Maestro is broken. I would say the Maestro is coming to terms with his assignment.
I mean, he's not saying anything now, so
The Maestro is
he might be broken.
quietly contemplating for the next several hours because KMS is well,
Dead.
he's died. I'm
he
afraid.
died. Car
Rest
crash.
in peace.
But hopefully by next week we'll be able to get like a diamond worth 500 gold and we can resurrect him.
I thought it was 300 or 600.
Why don't you shut the fuck up,
Get his
Sophie?
ass.
Why don't you shut the fuck
I'm not 100%
up?
sure. I don't
Fuck
remember.
off.
Get the
Jesus
fuck out of
Christ.
here, senior airman.
Alright, come on.
Oh no, it's
Come on.
500. Raise that as 500.
I was right!
So I was like, you're going at me like it's correct, and I'm like, I don't know if that's correct.
Yeah, but I always assume that I'm wrong. Anyways,
Hell yeah.
I always
Oh,
assume that I'm wrong and
300
lash
then
out.
500.
Wow, I need to get it together. You guys met Wilfred Gresty. Wilfred Gresty?
That was Wilford.
I think it's Wilfred.
Why does it say Wilford?
I don't know.
William Ford.
William Ford
Gresty.
Gresty, a drunken fool of a cultist who, in a moment of inebriation, inadvertently let slip where Malcolm Quarrie's wife was. And you guys realized, ooh, hot dog, this might be our chance to finally get a lead on that guy.
Mhm.
So you went off into the absolute fucking boonies, traveling through strange, twisted woods filled with bizarre goat people. And finally,
satyrs, not just William.
what?
Yeah, what?
Huh? No, zoom in, camera one on this guy. No, explain
Yeah, I already
yourself.
got
Zoom.
The lights are down on you.
Okay, I was making a reference to William. As if to say, haha, not the satyrs.
What?
Camera one, pull out. Let's not give this guy any more airtime.
Like this.
Can we get him out of here?
And you security. And then you finally came across Hillary Quarrie, the remarkably no-nonsense wife of Malcolm Quarrie, who seemed mighty fed up with being this sort of prized object of this Shub-Niggurath cult that appears to be controlling this region. With your assistance, she drove away those who have been hounding her, resulting in the presumable death of the unseen Atkinson and the very seen death of Wilford Gresty. And then everybody had a couple of drinks, learned that Malcolm Quarrie had gone to a specific location in Milan,
Oh.
Nice.
and went to sleep. And that's where we pick up.
Well.
You guys wake up in the morning. You are not assailed by any hideous dreams. The only thing that really bothers you during the night is occasionally you'll hear what sounds like the bleating of goats outside, but sort of bizarre, sort of guttural. And then it'll just sort of fade into the night. And a couple of times it disturbs your sleep, but it's nothing overwhelming. And you guys come to consciousness on the day of December 15th, 1930, and you are alive.
I am awake. I am alive.
And you know what you believe inside.
Shut up.
Hunger.
Now it's your time.
Stop.
Do what you like. This is right here, right now. You'll stand your ground and never back down. Do you know Brandon's a big Skillet fan?
Shut up. I swear to God. Get me out of here. Get me to Milan so we can start doing the pizza theme again.
What?
I want to hear the Spider-Man pizza theme again.
Please. Oh, Christ.
What?
You okay?
No, it just fucking hit me. It was like, oh wait, no, Milan's the place where the bad things happen. The
Well,
really
yeah.
bad
place
things.
where we do bad things.
A
Yeah.
couple of troubles you hit there. Trouble seemed to find you.
Well, we'll be okay. It's
It's
been
not the first bad thing we've done, and it's not the last.
it's
Oh,
been
no, it better not
quite
be the
some
last.
time.
I'm afraid it's been.
I mean, it's not the last because
3
we did
years?
Constantinople later.
4?
Yeah,
I
how
think,
long
so- I
has
think it's
it
been 3. It was 1927, I'm pretty sure. It was 1927. It was January 1927 or February.
Well, perfect time.
So you're almost at the 3-year anniversary. No, you're almost at the 4-year anniversary actually, because you're coming up on January, February 1931.
Hell yeah, everyone's gonna celebrate our arrival.
Wait, no, Milan's just the stinky city that we didn't ever go look into.
That's Venice.
Oh. Yeah, oh, okay, Milan's the...
Because canals,
the-
come on.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Come on, man.
Not exactly the most worldly fella.
I
With the giant
fucking live here.
gondolas.
What are you talking about?
No, I once asked Nick, hey, do you know where, I'm going to New Mexico, and he said, won't you need your passport?
Said it. I didn't know they made another one. Yo, he likes that.
Came that sort of appreciated that. Anyways, you're awake. You're still, sort of probably piled upstairs in Hillary's
In
house.
bed.
That's fine.
Yeah, where did we sleep, dude? We all sleep in like one bed or what?
You probably would have to
I mean,
sleep around
did we
like
sleep
one
there?
bed, yeah.
We're pretty used to that, so it's fine.
Hudson's the one who suggested it.
I mean, it's efficient.
For what?
Let us go. The bus will not wait for us.
Mhm.
Yes, it is. You guys, I would assume you guys wake up early in the morning because you know it's a few hours walk back, and you need to get there by 9 a.m.
God, oh fuck.
So you guys sort of come down in the morning, and you can see Hillary is at her table, She looks like she's eating some sort of like simple oatmeal or something with alcohol. The dogs are sort of curled up next to her feet, and as she watches you descend, she says, "Door's over there."
It sure is. We've had fun here.
No, you
Thanks
didn't.
for
But thank
the
you for your help.
drinks.
Anytime.
Try to stay alive.
You do the same.
I mean,
I should be alright. We'll see.
Alright, bye.
Another time.
Leave. We leave.
opens door, closes door.
Oh, I didn't have the chance to escape.
Man, we are never coming back.
First trip of my life.
God damn, we're heading out and we ain't never coming back to this place. Oh, hey.
Ow.
And you leave. You
Although
heading
I
back the
am-
way you came?
I am hungry. Kind of wish we got food before we left. But,
Do you want to walk
We've
back
already-
inside?
no, we've already left.
No.
That'd be really awkward, bro.
That'd be really bad. Hey, you got any granola bars or anything?
Bro, just
Like
one
some-
each valley, come on.
Yeah, like,
Any
Yeah, we-
extra pieces of toast?
The door opens.
we've walked.
No, you guys are starting to walk away, and the door opens, and Hillary says, "By the way, I thought you might be hungry."
Oh,
boy.
thank God. We were just talking about that.
And
but
she
we didn't
tosses a
want to-
bottle. She tosses a almost full bottle of scotch to you,
Ow, fuck.
and then closes the door.
I gotta eat the whole thing?
Go ahead. I'll
Glass
cut it
and
up
all.
for you. I pull out my
I don't
machete.
care who you are or what you've done.
You have to eat this entire bottle.
Mm-hmm.
Well, alright.
Fine.
The maestro is taking vigorous notes.
Good. As I take a sip.
You
Remove.
you are imbibing scotch on an empty stomach, and it is
It's the first thing of the day.
first thing in the morning. Bronson's gonna have a rough day.
Or a really good one.
We'll
Or a
see.
really good one.
No, it's Bronson. It's gonna be a rough day.
It's night o'clock somewhere in the world.
Night o'clock.
Yes.
You make your way back down the hill and back towards those haunted woods.
Ooh, I didn't like those woods, actually.
It takes you a few hours to pass through, but you know the way now. You're familiar with the path. And the strange sensation you got before, that buzzing sound and that pulsing headache, it's still present, but it seems a little lessened as it was last time you passed through, and you don't see any more of those goat folk stalking through the underbrush this time. It seems like whatever is happening here obviously is still happening, but it has at least pulled back for a second in light of the previous night's events. You make your way back out of the forest, across through the plains and the areas of abandoned farmland, back into the town of Clawton, where you can see it looks very much the same, almost seemingly abandoned, just with like a few plumes of smoke rising from chimneys to mark that anybody lives here at all, but no drawn window shades, no people in the streets, no commerce taking place. And as you're walking through, you can see the bus is at the stop, and it looks like the guy's getting ready to pull out and just move on.
We sprint.
Make a... No, I'm just kidding. You just run in that direction, and the driver looks over and just... and opens the door.
Oh, thank God. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
How did we not meet a single merchant here? Interesting.
What are you buying?
Come on.
That's a fine hat there, stranger. I'll buy it at a high price.
Trying to kill an elephant there,
Shut the fuck up. Alright. He says, honestly didn't think you would be coming back.
Oh,
You know.
we're pretty good at waking up at reasonable times.
You got blood all over your clothes.
It was a hunting accident.
That's not my business. Closes the door and drives on.
Smart man.
Another hour. Back to, shit, I don't remember.
London?
No, not London.
London.
The town in between.
Small London.
Yeah, we had to take a train to get to the bus.
Yeah, you took a train to a town. But what that town is, I couldn't possibly say.
Why not? Why don't you tell us?
Immersion ruins.
I see.
Wait a second. Gloucester!
Hey, welcome to Gloucester,
Welcome
baby.
to Gloucester, dude.
What
We
do
going
y'all
to Gloucester.
What do they got here, Gloucester?
Money.
They filmed The Perfect Storm here.
Oh.
It's a different Gloucester.
Ah.
Why did you lie to us?
You managed to get back to Gloucester, easy enough to get a train, and easy enough to return to London.
Finally.
It takes some time. It's
Real.
well past midday by the time you arrive. But you have arrived back at London.
Hell yeah.
What's your next move, fellas?
Alright,
What's
boys.
your move?
Immediately to Milan.
Okay.
What do you mean? Oh, you guys are cool with that? Alright, let's go.
How you gonna get there?
Alright, well, I guess we could, like, get on
Like
a train? We got a train there?
There are trains that travel there. You're probably not gonna be able to secure a berth on the Orient Express.
Why is that?
Let's hop on a train, cross the pond.
I don't understand.
Rules. Don't
why
let
is that?
these fuckers on.
It's hard to get a ticket anyways, but you might be blacklisted also.
Oh my god, why not whitelisted, though?
It's entirely...
Oh,
I have the whole train to myself.
Mm-mm.
I'm afraid not.
Interesting. Well, I suppose we could find other means of getting there, like other trains that will take us somewhere, and then we'll have to get on another
Yeah,
train.
well, the Orient Express looks kind of fancy, and I never been on it. What's wrong?
Nothing. It just wasn't that great.
Oh, you've been?
Hmm?
You've been on the Orient Express?
Yeah, all of it.
Yeah, the entire thing.
Oh, okay.
Went there and back.
To where?
Come on, guys. We gotta go to Milan.
Oh, we went to Constantinople.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Y'all are wacky. Y'all are crazy.
Y'all are wacky. It's like it's like a
Y'all
meteor
something
fucking came
else.
down there.
just think of it. We're just appreciative that we got to see the sights
Before they were
That-
gone forever.
for that terror attack by the Russians.
Yeah.
The maestro is writing down in his notes, word choice, wacky.
So many people dead. Wacky.
It's crazy. It's fucking nuts.
Just straight goofy, dude.
I couldn't imagine it.
It's preposterous. It's silly. Alright, so
I
we're
wish,
getting on.
I wish we could figure out what fucking day it was so I could make like a Constantinople Remembrance Day or some shit.
Yeah, because we've like altered history quite
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Is Turkey even going to be able to like fucking fight in World War? Wait, no, World War One already happened. I'm retarded.
Yeah, they're already
I'm
knocked
retarded.
out of everything forever.
That was a
Yeah,
good
the Ottoman Empire's already over.
Yeah, it's Turkey's not gonna be contributing much.
You took the sick man of Europe who had already
Yeah.
got the shit beat out of him and made him develop cancer or
Yeah.
something.
Fucking hell.
Our greatest mistake was that we didn't commit war crimes sooner.
If
Thus
only
preserving the glory of the Ottoman Empire.
if only you had done this in central Berlin.
Ooh.
Oh.
I mean, if it had been done like 10, 20 years prior, Gallipoli might not have happened.
Yeah.
Well, as it stands, Constantinople doesn't. So how are you? Are you gonna just try and find a regular train?
Yes.
Oakley
I'm
dokley.
gonna write some correspondence back to the org and be like, hey, we were told that Malcolm Quarrie was in Milan, or that to get his stuff from Milan. So
Yeah.
we're going to Milan. That way the organization knows where we're going and not like, oh, they went AWOL.
we killed the maestro and we
Or-
said
or-
"No, we don't need the
Yeah.
help.
The maestro is, of course, keeping in contact. He's diligent
instantly think he's a
and
double agent.
studious.
We fucking kill him on the spot.
Yeah, he goes, I'm here to provide oversight. He's a spy! Get him!
Red spot.
Red spy in the base!
Red spy in the base!
He could even be.
He could even be...
Very.
Just kidding. I wouldn't do that.
See? Red! No, wait. That's Dick Paradigm's political affiliation.
What? Oh,
Uh-oh.
I was about to like challenge that, and I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. He did help out those communists.
He's one of the greatest
Fucking
socialist terrorists of the...
Jeremiah Pringleer.
one of the greatest communist terrorists of the 20th century.
A hero, really.
What was his name? Was it Jeremiah, or am I retarded?
What?
Jeremiah Pringler.
Jeremiah Pringler.
Jeremiah.
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 Jerma.
Distant relative of Archibald Pringler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Think of what an effect that name had on our campaign in the end. We've now got a character whose name is indirectly a reference to that.
Yeah, but like, I'm the guy who did that name. I'm the guy who made this character. Does it really count if I'm just stroking my own dick?
Yeah,
Okay. Alright.
because
Well,
you didn't make Archibald Pringler.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Which, by the way, I still think the funnier of the two is August Perplinsky.
Perplinsky is funny. It doesn't have the same hit, though.
Or the librarian Mrs. Bonegrader.
What?
That's bone.
That was her name. I just don't know what that guy was up to. Alright, let me look at these trains here.
Choo-choo. Make the train sound.
Well, there isn't a train that's going to leave for a little while, but 8:30 tomorrow morning, you can get a
Sweet.
train from Waterloo.
Ooh.
Sweet, we can do that.
Waterloo.
Let's go get something to eat.
From
Check
Waterloo
the news.
Station. Not literally Waterloo.
They got any guns here? I need to equip myself again. It's been a while.
British gun store, 1920s.
Dave and Buster's.
All right.
Firearms
Expanded.
Act of 1920.
Uh-oh.
What do you mean? What are you trying to say?
But it's 1930. That can't possibly still be in effect. So much has changed.
Ah, you need to apply for a certificate to have a firearm to purchase.
we
a
should-
firearm.
We had this
We should have done that
conversation.
months
we
ago.
did have this conversation.
You did.
Oh shit.
And the maestro says, "I already got those," and he hands out the firearm certificates.
Well, excuse me.
Or
Let me
we
go.
can share them?
Let me go
Or you
exchange.
got
this.
them for
You got
us?
this all one?
They were. You asked the caretaker for them, and he eventually got them for you. But
That's true. That's true. We just never got around to it.
it took him a long time.
Meanwhile, Felix just slides it into his folder of firearm certificates.
Ah, another one to my collection.
At last.
General Kenobi.
Yeah, you can find yourself a gun store.
Yeah,
I'm going for a 45 revolver. Let's go see if we can find one of those.
I got one.
You just
What? Speak.
Yeah? Say it, boy. Say it. Use your speaking voice.
Speak.
use your words, boy. Hey, I've still got the
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, they're all removed.
environmental storytelling. Very strong. Jupiter now has 69 moons.
Nice.
You know they're all nice.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Nice.
Wait, what do you mean now has 69 moons? It's just...
You got a new one.
Mhm. They made another.
Nice.
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 Why are we like this? What are we doing?
Alright, I'm looking at weapons. 45. You head on down to a gun shop called
Yeah.
Dervish and Bustingtons.
Yeah.
Alright, we
Yeah.
And there you see a staunch mustachioed man, and he says, "Hello there, what sort of firearm would you like to buy today?
I would like...
Do you have a
What?
certificate, sir?"
Pulls it out.
Looks at it. "And you are Mr. Benson Macklemore?"
Is that what it says on the certificate? Why, yes.
"Well, very good then, Mr. Macklemore," he hands it back over.
Why is he that?
"What sort of firearm would you like to have today?"
Well, I would like one that hits hard. but
"Wait a
that's
second, do you have any identification?"
also-
I'm just kidding. Nick is just trying to fuck with you.
You fucking
Why,
little
yes,
shit.
I have this
Please,
firearm
God.
certificate that says.
Ah,
I can-
yes, well, that'll do just fine. Here you are, sir.
I don't like you.
What sort of... No, it's
Friend doesn't like you either.
the name of the shop is Dervish and Bustington's Rudy Tooty Points and Shooties.
Well,
Was that like
That's
in the back of your head? You were thinking of that the entire
that's
time?
What sort of wang banger would you like to purchase today?
I want one that
Something really
revolves.
wizard.
Wow.
What the fuck?
Something that really spanks, you know?
Spanks.
Man, the 45 is so bad.
Yeah. Spank.
This gun is so swell.
Yeah, I'd like the 45 revolver.
A 45 revolver. Well, that sort of thing I can certainly get for you if you have 30 pounds. We're just gonna pretend that the exchange rate is 1-to-1, so I don't have to do any math.
Alright, looks into pocket. Fuck! Oh wait, looks in other pocket. Haha.
Do you have the scratch, little young man?
Well, excuse me, I am
Scratch?
21 years old. I don't need this.
21 years old, by Jove, you're quite an elderly fellow.
Exactly.
I
yes,
myself
I am.
am only 16.
What? Well,
Anyways, how about that money?
I have it right.
By the way, I
Yeah.
failed to introduce myself.
Are you okay? Yeah, sure.
What
Go
you
ahead.
doing?
My name
Yeah.
is...
You set yourself up.
You really?
My name
My
is...
name.
Ice cream.
Did not T joke. My T... The T stands for think of.
Well, you know what, good sir, that was.
Or you could call me by my
Here's the
nickname,
money.
Didn't.
Ah, is that the money there? I'll take that off your hands. He
Why did you
puts
shut
it. He
yourself
doesn't
off
put it in a
like that?
cash register. He just puts it in his pocket.
That's good.
And
Do you
then
work
he
here? As we
retrieves
leave, we're gonna hear screaming and gunshots.
retrieves from the back a crisp 45 revolver, which he lays down. He says, "Yes, this here is a 45 revolver. It revolves and it makes the bang go whiz."
As he was like going into the back to get the gun, I tried to peek to see if there was a man tied up behind there, like with a name tag that said "I work here."
You did. And he hands you the gun.
I don't say anything.
Dope.
You see a shuffling underneath, like, the lower part of this man's coat, and you realize it's two people. And he just
no.
continues to speak.
Well, that's good. I need some ammo with this too.
Ammunition, of course! Of course you would need ammunition for a real wang bang thank you mang. This
That
would
was
be a
really-
45 automatic roll gun. We have bugged.
Thank you.
What's going on?
Thank you, Mr. Man.
What
He's pulling out his gun bags here. The knowledge.
What is wrong with me tonight?
I need to. Really need
Why
to
am I
deliver.
fucking
Lots of
like
drugs.
this?
I need to
Responsibility.
deliver two of them, sir, please.
A box of 100 bullets will be $23.
Well, lucky for
Oh,
me,
I'm
I
making
have
money
exactly
now.
that.
Do you? Well, I'll take it off your hands if you don't mind.
Here you go, off my hands.
Good show, sport. And he puts it in his other pocket, and then he hands you a box of 100 bullets.
That is fantastic. Business has been done.
Business is concluded. I'm glad that we had this wacky, smacky, transacky.
I'm leaving now.
Farewell and good tidings to you, Yank.
I guess that means we should leave too.
You stay right here.
Everything is fine.
Only
Would
I
anybody
leave.
else like to make a purchase?
I'm too poor.
Why
And
you
also
talking?
don't know how to use guns.
I have many things on sale. I have car air fresheners. I have a gramophone. I have
Let's carry a gramophone with us everywhere.
I have 14 pounds of dynamite. I have. Oh, sorry. That's not dynamite. That's 14 copies of the latest the playbill for the latest play. Nope, I'm not gonna make that joke. Never mind.
What were you about to say?
I'll pause the recording and tell you, but I'm not.
Oh!
Oh.
What's your joke?
Good thoughts.
Uh-oh.
Nah, let's move on.
No, please.
Farewell.
Wait, did you start?
Yes.
Okay.
Do you guys leave?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I've already left.
You head back to your townhouse, and
Did we
all
get
is
food
well.
on the way home?
What?
Did we get food on the way home? We haven't eaten anything besides this scotch.
And you're all feeling a little fucked up.
Who's trying
I
to
think what I could do is start spinning the revolver around my finger.
No, Bronson, no.
It's okay, I didn't load it yet, I think.
Look down the barrel to confirm.
Nope, none in there.
Yes. What do we Where do we
I
want to go?
don't fucking like that.
Woo! Excuse me, sir. You whirling a revolver around in the middle of... I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna need to see a knife license, sir.
Remember that time I stole HK's shotgun right at the start of a session?
That was good.
It was like our second session ever.
Yeah.
Fucking obliterated that guy in the first one. He was like, I don't want that. God.
And then HK was one of the people who got punked by that big spindly fellow.
Hell yeah. Fuck yeah.
And then Dick Paradigm banged his head on a rock like a slapstick comedy character. A real
Like Dick
stooge.
Paradigm.
Dick Paradigm was a real fool.
But he was our fool.
Uh-huh. He's lovely.
And now he's nobody's fool.
I mean, he might
Except
be someone's
God's.
fool. Oh, God. Oh, you think he's really up there, huh?
You're right. He's Satan's fool.
I was gonna say, I think there's explicitly a limbo that exists only for investigators.
Interesting.
There's you get some leeway. You don't go straight to hell. Like they get it, but you still can't come up here. So you go to the
You
limbo.
stopped the old gods, but you killed a lot of people.
like you did good work, but your methods were unpleasant.
But like in our defense, they, gods would have killed way more.
In your defense, you get limbo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's your defense. Congratulations.
All right, cool. I love Lost.
Did you say I love Loss?
Lost, the TV show about limbo.
TV show.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the funny
No, I'm talking
comic.
about the shitty TV show.
The one where there's a polar bear in the first episode. I've never seen any episode except the first one.
Who
I
has?
just know how it ends.
Smoke Monster.
The smoke monster was like I don't fucking know. The show's stupid.
What do
Fuck
the
J.J.
numbers
Abrams.
mean, Mason?
I don't fucking know.
How to get burned.
How to get burned? All of
How
these
did it get
famous
burned?
quotes from Lost.
Yeah.
Why does it hurt so much? Because it was real.
Whoa.
All of it?
It's a quote from The Hobbit. Shit, where am I? You get yourself some grub,
Grub time.
which is
Yeah, what are
essentially
we
the best that they serve over there in Britain.
Just got big grubs.
Get yourself some fucking, I don't know, what do they eat over there? Beans on toast?
They got grit. Hell
Crumpets.
yeah. Grit.
Tea and crumpets?
Fish
God, I
and
hope when I
fish.
eat beans on
I'll
toast.
crump with you.
Yeah, fish and fish.
I will proudly stand beans on toast.
And you have yourself a hearty meal, finishing off the last of the scotch. In your townhouse. In your townhouse, preparing for your journey back to Milan. Oh, I don't have that Italian song that I had before.
Oh, the pizza thing.
No, I mean like the really dope one that I had.
The pizza.
No,
The one?
no, I had a really cool Italian song, but I found it on like Fanburst, and I don't like have it.
You
It's a
keep
bummer.
describing the pizza theme to me.
No, whatever. So I guess we're just gonna stick with this Silent Hill ambient track. So the night passes. And you wake up and you're fine. It's time to catch a train.
Hell yeah.
Frog
But first,
jam.
more grub.
Now it's December the 16th. Time is flying.
I
And throw the alarm clock out the window.
Ouch.
I don't need it.
Why did the idiot throw the clock out the window?
Why'd you say it like
Why,
Because-
that?
Nick? Why?
Because it reminded him of Richard Clock, the man convicted. No, I'm not gonna put it in the joke.
Richard!
Why are you like this tonight? What's going on?
It's not big guy.
That's a real joke. Okay, I thought
I
the
just-
virgin ears of our audience need not be defiled by the punchline to that joke.
Oh, it's a Norm McDonald.
Yeah, it is. Alright, so you can head to the, let's see here. Oh.
Oh.
Where the fuck?
Where are we? Did we get off the wrong? We're on the wrong train.
No, oh, here it is. You get to Waterloo Station. And then you can travel from there. The tickets are... They're like £5 a person, so you'll be good.
Sounds good to me, though.
You all sort of pile onto the train, and it starts to depart the great city of London.
No.
You travel.
Yeah.
We're traveling still.
What?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
We're still traveling, brother.
No, I have to look something up because whoever wrote this was clearly British and they assume that I know what tea time is.
It's tea time.
It's tea
babe.
time.
At approximately tea time.
The investigators drink tea. They have to. If they refuse to, they will be shot.
It's a legit thing in Britain. It's
Yeah, I know.
terrible.
I think it's like 4.
Yeah, it says it's like late afternoon. Okay.
It's fucking tea
It's like,
time.
I don't know when the fuck this is.
I
Oi!
think it's supposed to be like afternoon
Southern
snack time.
We got 3 times.
Fucking
We got
bomb.
3 times here. We got morning, night, and the other one.
The other? Which one's the other one?
Tea time.
It's Miller time.
What about Modelo time?
It's Modelo time.
This is a good session so far, fellas.
Yes,
I find it funny.
Sorry, I'm just trying to like parse this because I'm gonna be real. The part that I'm reading right now is not elegantly written. It's really a mess. All right. It's a pretty pleasant journey from England to your first stop, which is Paris.
I wonder what we'll do here.
Get on another train, ideally. You pass over the crossings near New Haven and Southampton on the south coast, and arrive eventually, after passing through the French countryside for the majority of the day, at Paris at the Gare du Nord station at approximately a little past 4, maybe 4:30 in the afternoon. So you've been on the train for that'd be like 8 hours, pretty much. So you guys have sort of just been relaxing. It's a pleasant journey. You guys didn't, you're not in steerage. It's an okay ride. Once you arrive, you know that you have to cross the city, which many of you have been here before and spent some time here, so it's not too difficult to cross the city and arrive at the Gare du Lion, which has a train which leads to Milan from Paris. Now, you could get a first-class ticket.
Yeah.
You could get a second-class ticket. Or you could get a third-class ticket.
Oh my God.
Why would you say that? Why would you even like?
Now,
So
first
it's-
class has a sleeping berth. Second class, because this is going to go through the night. Second class has a comfortable arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
Third class has a wooden bench.
How much are these?
Well, first class is about £5. Second class is about 2. Third class is about like £0.50.
I can afford second class.
But the first.
Let's go second.
I can afford second class.
You guys want to go for second? The maestro, of course, pays for his own first-class berth. And then pays for everybody else's first-class berth.
Yay!
My.
Okay.
And then he sort of looks at William,
Oh.
and
Oh, I see.
You know what? I'm better than him. I'm not gonna say anything to him. I don't look at him. I say thanks, bud. And it goes in first.
the maestro passes. He looks at you like curiously, and you're not sure what he's looking at, and he passes a train attendant as you guys are getting on. He says, "Make sure that a razor and shaving cream are included in his quarters."
Oh.
Goes to his cabin.
I'm better than him.
He's crying.
I'm
I'm better.
He's crying.
I'm not owned.
I'm
not
cool.
owned.
He's getting cobbed.
That was good.
You guys have comfortable accommodations
Mhm.
for this overnight journey to Milan. And as requested, there is shaving cream and a razor sitting on your sink in your cabin.
Cool.
Do it.
Wow. Great.
And in the back of your mind, all you can hear just sort of echoing distantly, like from some deep well in the center of the earth, that eldritch phrase again and again. Hush, puppies, hush, puppies, hush, puppies, hush, puppies.
Actually, the one Hush Puppy's right. It's like a fuck. Every time you talk about it as a joke, I get very, very hungry.
Grits.
Like a hush puppy.
Stop it.
Whenever William tries to speak, the maestro's like, "Hush, puppy."
Damn.
It's his
What are you
nickname
talking
for
about?
William because William is the protagonist of the video game Ruiner.
That's true.
Am I?
That's a sick reference on my part. I'm fucking
It
so
was-
cool.
It was a pretty sick. Tell you, nice job. Man.
Oh god, I love that the map included with this makes sure to point out La Scala.
Good.
Just gives me that good feel. Isn't that good?
No,
Does that make you
Okay.
happy?
I should have just tore the whole place to the ground. Never look at it again.
The train progresses out of Paris via Dijon, then Lausanne in Switzerland, which you guys passed through before on the Orient Express, and Torino Porta Nuova, which is presumably someplace in Italy. Yeah.
Sounds good to me.
You guys would have probably departed around, I would say, crossing Paris probably around 6 at night. So, yeah. And you guys end up going to sleep on the train in your comfortable berths, which have been paid for by the Foundation.
Hell yeah. Foundation's pretty cool.
That night, you have a dream. You're all in a theater. It's familiar to some of you. To the rest of you, it isn't. But you may have heard things. Running through what you can now see as the crowd all around you are dozens and dozens of shadowy figures. They're running in and out of the crowd. People are screaming, but there's no noise. The only sound is on the stage. It's like a row of figures. And they're all watching you. And they're all applauding. They're all looking at each of you, and it's very clear where their eyes are drawn.
To me.
The shadowy figures start to carve through the audience. You can see entrails spilling, blood splattering, heads being pulled off, but you're not being touched. You're just observing, and those figures on the stage just applaud and smile at you. And you can see along the edges of the theater, there's this orange glow that's just getting brighter and brighter and brighter. And then you feel the soft feeling of cloth being draped across your faces. The smell of rotted fruit as it brushes against your cheek and your eyes and your lips. And it pulls away, and the theater is empty. There's no blood, nobody on the stage. It's very serene. And you feel breath against your neck, against your ear. You can hear the folds of the cloth. And you can hear, I can take it away. And then you wake up.
That was terrible.
That was interesting.
For a few of you, that was just a bizarre nightmare that reflected some of what you may have heard from the previous night. For the rest of you, those of you who were there, it was vivid and familiar.
Felix is going to take out a carving knife,
Mm-hmm.
and he's going to draw a tiny elder sign and an effigy of Blackjack on one of the wooden panels
Very good.
close to the ground. In the
Okay.
sleeping breath.
Rest in peace, Blackjack.
He's the true hero in this fucking campaign.
You pass through Lausanne, Switzerland. The area where you guys briefly entered the Dreamlands. Not the Dreamlands of the Dreamlands Express, but where you fought that strange, misshapen prince-like character. Who, who taught Dick Paradigm that the law is not quite the same.
Fuck you. No, that was
land of
you were
dreams.
fucked up. Because you were like, yeah, Nick, I heard there's law in the next session, and I was like, hell yeah, I'll finally get to use it.
I'm gonna be honest, I forgot that. I remember seeing the word law and forgetting that the sentence that it was used in is law doesn't work.
God, that's good.
Fucking
But
Yes, good.
there's nothing seems to leap out at you. Nothing seems to attack. The only thing that happens is those of you who are there, at various points throughout the day, when you're in the vicinity of Lausanne, like when Felix is maybe having dinner, when Bronson is just getting ready to go to sleep,
Yeah.
Anker is considering his next painting, perhaps.
Mm-hmm.
You just look over to maybe the side of the bed next to you, or a table nearby, and you see the visage of that guy who was left behind. The guy who died and was forced to live in the dream, and he's just sort of looking at you, and then you look away and he's not there anymore. At 4 p.m. on December the 17th, after a 10-hour journey from Paris, you arrive at the would be Porta Genova station
All right. Finally.
in Milan.
Big city.
The day is particularly overcast. Well, let's switch up the song. Let's go for Clawfinger.
Yeah.
Particularly overcast.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see there's some bustle around. You know, there's a bit of hustle and bustle, but there's a sort of depressive atmosphere in the air. And you see a lot of ominous posters and banners, many of which are depicting a big bald man's head. And there's a
Oh.
lot of
Fun.
black-shirted fellows marauding the streets.
Neat.
Mm.
I see we're having fun in Italy.
This is a period in history, in Italian history, known as
Well, they had a good time there. They thrived.
that's the official Italian term. Oh no. If you're looking for a place to stay,
Yes.
you could
Where?
go to
Tell me. Just give.
the
Tell
Yes.
please.
Grand Hotel de Milan
Well, that sounds like a place.
on Via Manzoni near La Scala.
That
Oh.
still sounds like a place.
Or you could go to the Hotel des Anglais, the Hotel Concordia, the Hotel Bella Venezia, the Hotel
Hotel California?
Bertolini.
Those sound better because those are farther away.
Okay. Let's say for fun you go to the Hotel Concordia. I just picked one.
Ooh,
I don't like that you picked one.
it rolls off
Fine,
the
pick a different one.
California.
Nope.
Why not?
The Hotel Italy.
Nope.
Tortellini.
But now he's doing
The
something.
Hotel
mostly-
Bertolini it is.
I said tortellini.
um, You-
Claude.
make your way through the city via taxi cab, which is remarkably inexpensive, so don't worry about it. Over to the Hotel Bertolini. And as you arrive, you walk in, and there is a man sitting behind the counter who says, "Come posso hotel?"
Hi.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We're
Just
back,
like
baby.
coming home. If you want a room, it will be not very much money. Nick is not going to make you worry about it because it is pretty cheap.
Cool. Nick's a cool guy.
I can afford you 3 rooms.
3 rooms.
Alright.
And he throws the
Well-
keys at you.
Oh, fuck.
Thank you.
And you have a place to stay.
Sweet.
Now,
Now.
what do you want to
it's
do in
time-
Milan?
Well, first we
Go
gotta go
clubbing.
see the great people of Milan.
Let's go clubbing.
Yes, exactly. You just
Clubbing
read my
people.
mind. No, no. It's
Oh.
very not good.
Let's think about the blood.
We've already thought of it before.
Okay.
Instead, we will go to... Where's this place? Shipping office of Guasati.
How you doing?
Giuseppe?
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe.
Can you take me to Pinocchio Town?
Guasep. Gold.
What are you saying?
Gold
to me?
you got.
We're gonna go see Thomas Villiers in the
Can you take me to that
Giuseppe.
gelato?
I just don't know what you're trying to say to me.
Is it Giuseppe?
Ah.
Giuseppe.
Giuseppe Colombo in the
Giuseppe
I think it might be Navili. Sometimes you don't say the G.
I don't. Why? That's dumb.
Sometimes you don't say the G. I don't remember
Bologna.
what the.
Yes. Take us to Giuseppe.
Nope.
Mambo.
It's not that complicated a language.
It's pretty hard. I don't know.
You sure?
You can't just say take me to that place over there.
Italian's not that bad because a lot of it is said how it looks. It's not always true, but it's more true than in French.
We just talked about how we don't say the G. And
Sometimes, most of the time, you say the G.
Except after E.
Nope.
Sometimes Y.
Never.
Okay, so you're going to the alright. The Navili?
Yeah, the Giuseppe and the Navili.
Sure.
Sounds good to me.
You get a taxi cab and you vroom.
Vroom, 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 vroom.
You move away from the city center via this taxi into the smaller roads and bridges of the poorer part of the city. It's pretty foggy. There's very little other traffic. And it's sort of starting to rain a little bit in a steady drizzle. And there's a couple of points where you have to just slowly advance through crowds of local residents who are just sort of walking in the street. There's a period of time where you crawl behind a horse-drawn cart for a few miles. It looks like cars are not very much in vogue in this part of town, probably because nobody can afford them.
Got support.
And after probably a few hours, about an hour of driving through this part of the town, it looks like the driver's not honestly entirely sure where to go. And at certain points he leans out the window and asks questions of passersby in Italian. He leans back in, and you soon pull up at a rather squalid terrace with a faded sign above one door announcing office with nothing else. And the driver says, "This is it."
Fine.
Thank you.
We're here.
What?
We get out of the car.
Okay. Bold decision, but I respect it.
Let's see if it pays off.
It will also be back.
You guys are now standing on the sidewalk.
Cool. What do we see?
There is a sort of shitty, rundown, almost abandoned-looking storefront in front of you. There is an old metal door, and above it is a sign that says office, and that is it.
Cool. I go up to the old metal door
Hmm.
and I raise my hand
Oh, do you?
and I bring it down onto the door. I knock on the door.
And because it's metal, it sounds like...
It's a very flimsy sounding door.
Well, it's a flimsy door. From within, you hear... Aceruro!
Oh shit. Hell, hi.
Welcome back.
Is that it?
Should we go in?
I mean,
He responded.
The fuck-
That must mean go in. Go in.
go in.
Go
Open the
in.
door.
Yeah, you got this. Go
I
in.
try and open the door.
It's unlocked.
I open the door. We're coming in. We don't speak Italian though, so that might be a bit of an issue.
You step inside, and it just sort of opens right up into a room. There's no entrance hallway or anything, it just dumps you right out into a room.
Mhm.
It's about 10 feet on either side. It's pretty small. With a desk, 2 chairs, and a single shelf of books. On one wall is a painting. It's easily recognizable as The Last Supper, but the artist has painted the scene from the back, and no faces are visible. On another wall is a very faded photograph of a young priest with a cardinal. Behind the desk is sitting a man, and in front of the desk, slightly off to the side, is another man, both of them with cups of coffee. I shall now describe both of these men. Behind the desk, you see a hunched, very, very old-looking man, with this sort of, like, wizened, wrinkled ball of a bald head, this sort of, like, twisted mouth, and one milky eye. He is fully hunched over and dressed in a very well-fitted black suit. And he's just sort of glaring at you. The other figure sitting in front of the desk is a skinny man with a sort of gaunt face and straight black hair and this fine sort of blue tailored suit. And he's just sort of leaning back. He looks very skinny and a little sunken, maybe a little pale. And he's just sort of watching you curiously. There's a pause as you guys stand there.
Archer, I heard. I am not sure why we're here. Oh, he's muted. Oh, this is awkward. Does anyone know why we're here? They can take the lead.
The old man says, "Che cazzo vuoi?"
Okay.
He turns and stares at you. You can almost hear like a cracking of neck bones as he turns to look at you. It's almost like there's dust dislodging from his neck.
That's not good. He should get that checked out. What time of day is it? Buongiorno. Hello.
He turns to look at the clock. It's like evening.
Oh, I don't know the other ones. We're looking for a Thomas Villiers. Villiers? I'm not sure how you say it.
Que lo sta chiendo?
Thomas Villiers? Is there a sign saying this is Giuseppe Colombo?
There's a nameplate on the desk that says Giuseppe Colombo.
Okay, so this is... So wait, is that man Giuseppe, or is it the office is Giuseppe's?
You have no idea.
Hmm.
You just know what you have been told just now. Stai cercando di morire, cazzo.
This sounds offensive. but I don't know what to do with it.
You see the other guy looks profoundly amused.
Do you
He likes this.
understand? Hello?
What?
The skinny man just sort of he looks like he's trying to suppress a smile, and then he just sort of I'm sorry. I just kind of wanted to see where that conversation went. My apologies, I'm Thomas Villiers. Pleasure to meet you.
Oh, hey, it's you. Hello.
Yes. Please forgive Mr. Columbo's demeanor. He is not entirely comfortable in speaking in English, as he doesn't do it. You must forgive my rudeness. I was admiring your efforts to attempt to communicate with him. And then he sort of turns aside and just sort of coughs, like, very unexpectedly, just violently into his arm. Excuse me.
Coming down with something?
Oh, well, you could say that, but I'm doing all right. What business have you? You've clearly traveled quite a distance. That's a Yankee accent, is it not?
Well,
No.
I live.
The old guy behind the desk is just glaring between you guys and Villiers.
I smell.
Oh, hey,
at
the guy's here.
man. My wave.
Villiers looks back at him and says, let Mr. Columbo do his glaring. He will he will do that from time to time.
That is Mr. Columbo, I see.
Oh, yeah, man. We're talking to Thomas Villiers.
Yes.
Villiard balls.
Well, hello, you were the man we want to speak to.
Yes.
Yes, we told him that.
We were told to come here for the
Malcolm Quarrie.
effects of Malcolm Quarrie
Malcolm Quarrie.
on behalf of his wife, Hillary.
Hillary. I haven't seen her in a very long time. I hope she's doing well.
Oh boy, is she ever.
Why did you say it like that?
You know why.
Well, I am quite pleased that Malcolm entrusted me with such matters. Excuse me. We left London together, you know, back in the spring of 27 to come here to Milan.
Neat.
87?
27. So many brilliant people here to study with. Myself and Giuseppe and Malcolm are part of one such group. Of course, it was all the work of Professor Roberto Anzalone, but
Who?
an old friend. I myself am a painter, but the group is quite eclectic. Writers, actors, musicians, philosophers, academics, all sorts of...
Are you okay?
all sorts of people.
Jeez.
I'm afraid Malcolm's effects are not for trade at the moment, however. Malcolm is, as far as I understand, he has not come to any harm, or at least I've not been informed of it, but he did leave recently on a journey, I'm sorry to say. He is not here.
You know, have any idea?
He looks back at Giuseppe. Giuseppe looks at him. He looks back.
And I look at him.
Well, the story is they've gone to Tibet.
Oh.
they haven't.
Oh,
Actually, he coughs into like this handkerchief. Make a spot hidden.
oh boy. That's 100.
Wow, you're good at this.
You got dust in your eyes. They hurt.
No.
My God.
So your spot hiddens are at with a penalty die for the rest of the night.
Oh fuck.
I got
You're
a
gonna hurt.
How did that even happen?
You can see a not inconsiderate amount of blood on the handkerchief as he wipes his mouth and puts it away.
You have that well, what are they called? Tuberculosis? Has that been cured yet?
Okay.
They say they've gone to Tibet, but actually they're on a pilgrimage. And then all of a sudden, Columbo stands up and just starts screaming, pointing, spitting, pointing, screaming, looking at Villiers, looking at you, pointing, slamming his fist on the desk. Just this absolute nightmarish tirade of Italian. I don't think anybody speaks Italian, right?
No.
You have no fucking idea what he's saying, but it sounds very, very aggressive. And then he staggers past you, pushes past, and walks out to the street and slams the door behind him.
What was that about? Are you?
He looks slightly surprised, but then he smiles and brushes it off and says, You must ignore old Giuseppe. He's barely understands English. I'm not really sure what provoked that.
That was really out there.
Well, I don't think, I expect he'll probably be back in here shortly. Would you like to, why don't we have a change of scenery?
That sounds nice.
I have a... Ooh.
Oh my God! An angry dog.
Here.
No, that's Italian.
Oh.
I have a studio, back in the city.
Okay.
It's a sort of a basement apartment sort of deal. As you say. Well, let's not go to that one. Perhaps my other studio would be better.
What's wrong with that one?
Somebody might be there.
Oh. Somebody
Ooh.
might be there.
He smiles and says, I may be under the weather, as you've seen, but I do have a bit of money, and that brings women. And he gives you a wink. I could get us all some women, by the way, if you want to meet back at my other studio.
No, thank
That one's a little outbuilding. It's got a skylight. It's quite nice.
Oh, it's one of them
you.
things.
Sex
Yes.
swing in it.
But
It's
I'm
like
doing
a regular swing, but for
I mean,
sex.
if you're interested in swinging,
No,
No.
Well, thank you, sir. I'm on the
I'm
job.
not married.
I'm not married.
there's
I'm not
nothing
married.
wrong with. There's nothing wrong with mixing business with pleasure. But I am feeling pretty bad today, so... I've got a... It's just, it's easy to find. You go to the Piazza della Scala, and it's just about one street over. You can't miss it. It's within eyesight of the old theatre.
Well, that sounds like a place.
Well, I'm going to get a move on. What time is it? Would you mind meeting me there in a few hours?
Few hours. Yeah, we can occupy ourselves.
I'll be on my way, gentlemen. I'd advise you finding your way out of here before Giuseppe comes back, because he's been he's been known to hit people with his cane when he's upset with them, and he's, just believe it or not, got quite a strong strike.
I believe it.
Is he angry at us?
I'm not sure, but he's angry at something. Alright.
See, we'll meet you there.
Well, bye.
Bye.
He stands up and he walks out and just sort of like walks down the street.
Interesting. We get the newspaper.
In the newspaper, you see the following. Italian words.
Fuck.
Who did Beppy?
Not doing this again. Alright, let's go to the piazza and stand there for like 3 hours.
You want to just go hang out in the piazza?
We're the masters of occupation and time.
Sure. It actually takes you a while to find a cab in this part of town.
Oh no.
Like almost an hour.
Oh.
And it takes about another hour to get out of this part of town.
Oh, this part
Back
of
towards
town-
the city center.
Part of town is awful.
So by the time that you arrive at the piazza, you've pretty much only got like 20 minutes to kill.
Alright. Well, anyone got any funny stories?
But when you arrive at the
What?
plaza, you notice something.
What do we...
You see the Teatro La Scala.
I look away.
And
I
it looks
do
like
not see it.
it's rebuilt. Somebody's clearly put a large amount of money into it because it doesn't look terrible. And there's even posters in it advertising the next show.
What's the next show?
Soon.
Hamletto.
Oh, yes!
Oh, okay.
I don't know the names of any operas.
Hamletto.
Hamletto.
It's like,
And in front of the theater,
La Hamletto.
which was not there the last time you guys were in the city, is this huge black marble cube with a black marble statue of the Italia Turrita, the turret-crowned woman who personifies Italy, kneeling in prayer on top of the cube. And you can see the cube is covered on all sides with names.
Neat.
And there are a few
Wait.
people standing around it. One woman's pressing her hands to the marble. There's a guy trying not to cry. There's flowers and candles and little photos and teddy bears and trinkets laid around the monument.
I'm still not looking.
And a few feet from the monument, there's a little golden plaque on a raised stone block with some writing
Stop.
on it.
Alright, stop this.
what's that say? Go
Yeah, what does
read
that say?
It says, in Italian,
Stop this.
In memoria di coloro che morirono nell'attacco socialista al Teatro alla Scala. Possano non essere mai dimenticati, possa la forza dell'Italia trionfare sempre sull'odio dei Rossi. Gentilmente fornito dal Partito Nazionale Fascista.
Okay.
Okay, but
Oh my
what does that
God.
say in English?
Wait, I just realized. By having the socialist attack, have you further, like, inspired the fascists? Like, to rise faster and farther?
Hell yeah. We sped things up a little, alright?
And with the communist attack in Constantinople, it's gonna be even stronger anti-communist sentiment.
We sped things up, okay?
The Cold
Yeah,
War.
you're gonna speed
the
them up
Cold
and
War
send
is
them
no
spewing.
longer cold in this universe.
We're
It's
not gonna
red
make
hot.
it to the Cold War.
Yeah,
We knew Cuba.
the Bay of Pigs is gonna go really badly.
They're not gonna get there.
Cuban
Fucking
Missile
Germany-
Crisis.
There is
Germany
no
and
Bay of
Italy
Pigs.
are gonna take the continent by storm.
That implies Italy could ever do anything with the military.
Well, they will after having a harrowing socialist attack earlier than expected.
They're gonna build up their army.
No,
them to
no,
do-
no. These are Italians we're talking about.
It allowed them to do a purge.
And you can see
It's not racist to say that no matter how many times they've made an army, they have failed miserably ever since Rome collapsed.
rest in peace, Rome. Those damn barbarians.
They got smart. They got brains on them now.
With the efforts of an Italian-English dictionary,
Yes, I will buy one.
you can see what the thing actually says.
Yes, we go buy one.
I mean, that is what it actually says, but what it says in a language that you can understand.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is, it's very simple. It's just, in memory of those who died in the socialist attack on the Teatro La Scala. May they never be forgotten, and may the strength of Italy always triumph over the hatred of the Red Ones.
Yep.
Graciously provided by the National Fascist Party.
Yep. Yeah. I got the beginning and the end, and I was like, I see. They're using it as a platform.
Yep, that's propaganda.
All right.
You just
Look what
you just launched Mussolini to superpower.
Yeah, you made them stronger.
Listen, that's not our problem. Our problem is
There's
stop
tons
all
of black
marchers and
shirts
shit.
in the square.
Are they giving them out? Well, okay, fine. I won't have one.
I'd like a free black shirt. They look pretty
Yeah,
good.
sure. I need more
Like
shirt.
a turtleneck, yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Bronson,
No,
as you're standing there looking at this thing,
I'm not looking at it. I've turned around.
somebody steps beside you.
It's my pals. Hello.
It
Sick
isn't.
paradigm. He's here.
I don't know.
He never left. He haunts the theater. He's like, I want to summon ghouls again. If I come back to life, I swear to God, I will.
I don't think I'm gonna go into the Scala.
Somebody
For
says to you,
reasons.
Bronson,
Don't say anything to me.
they're not really like right next to you.
Mhm.
They're just sort of like nearby, and you hear them just say, Fuoco. And they just keep walking.
Orco!
This can't be happening. Immediately, it's happened.
You look back into the crowd and you can't see where that person went.
But they've said the code word, we've been activated.
I don't want to be activated.
Approach brother, approach brother.
And I'm like,
Yeah, there are sure a lot of people here at this memorial. Be a shame. Hey, how's the moon looking?
It's high and proud.
All right, yeah, it sure would be a shame. Oops, my wrist. There's blood coming out of it.
If
Uh-oh.
only I had some brothers to help.
no brothers, only sisters.
Can
I
you,
was
like,
going
summon
to
ghouls
the
help you
theater and I
clean?
tripped and I accidentally summoned brothers to catch me.
And they showed up 15 minutes later.
No brothers.
Can you like summon ghouls to like help you with household chores?
You know, I don't think they'd agree to do it.
You could try.
Yeah. You
They'd
could
probably just
dominate
break down
them.
your walls.
You could dominate them, but that's like
Yeah, that's
for
something else.
villains and not for investigators.
Yeah.
Are they smart? Are they like sentient?
They're
people.
sentient. They're sapient, even.
They're
They're just. A lot of them are feral.
They're just people who have given into the warp, or the Cthulhu
Yeah,
equivalent
more or
of the
less.
warp.
More or less.
Horny people.
And then you realize it's time.
time for what?
Bed?
Time for Villiers!
Oh yeah.
He's here.
Well, we're there.
Actually, he meets you in the piazza.
Oh.
Oh, does he? Oh.
Yeah. He comes out to see if you guys are there. He says, "Ah, you're here. Admiring the art.
Mm-hmm.
It's quite disturbing, isn't it, all that business, what happened nearly 4 years now.
Very disturbing.
It was a few months before Malcolm and I arrived, the whole place was in quite a lockdown. We had to go through some rigorous testing at first to make sure we didn't harbor socialist sensibilities. They were hanging them in the squares.
Good thing none of us are like that.
Yeah, haha.
And then all of that happened, and he points to like this big poster with like a big picture of Mussolini's face.
Thank goodness this happens.
Y'all are saved now.
I don't entirely agree with everything he does. At all.
Don't say that out loud.
In any
Yeah,
capacity.
Don't say that out loud.
Yeah, no.
I mean, he leans close. I don't really see the problem with socialism.
Oh god, oh fuck this.
You're
Please.
nuts. You crazy.
Not in here. Not out here.
There's tons of black shirts in the square.
Oh no.
Anyways, follow me!
Not here. Not in public.
Come on, what's wrong with you?
Let me tell you, he's really cracked down on the arts. I don't care for that. I would very much prefer to be able to peddle my work as I see fit.
What do you work?
I'm a painter.
What do you paint?
Whatever.
Oh, did you
Whatever
make
inspires me.
Did you make that Last Supper?
I
painting?
did, yes.
Ooh.
Cool. Dope even.
What was your meaning behind it?
I don't like to describe the meanings of my paintings. I prefer for people to derive their own meanings from them. It's more meaningful.
I never really got that.
I see.
Leads you down the street into an alleyway. It's like fully raining by now.
I look behind me. Is there a man with a gun?
Over there.
Mixed but didn't.
Telling me I've got to work.
Got a hard.
There's a big gorilla.
What?
No, just kidding.
No, he's here.
I'm just kidding.
Wait, he's still alive, and he was in. Where was he?
He was like in
Italy?
Eastern Europe.
Yeah, that was in like is it the Czech Republic?
It's something like
No,
that.
Serbia.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
might have
well,
been Serbia.
How can I go any more east? Because he's
Well,
probably
those
still
Balkan
alive, like Gorilla Grodd.
Turns down the alleyway about 100 yards along. You come to a pair of large doors. And he produces a key, opens one of the doors, and steps inside. Letting you guys in out of the rain. It's a big, high-ceilinged sort of space. Dimly lit, but with tall windows and a skylight. And the rain just sort of spattering on the window above. The entire place is kind of lit by the glow of the moon and the stars. It's kind of ominous, the way the shadows cast across everything, and you can't really make out what's even in the room. It just looks like a bunch of dark shapes and pale glow. And he just walks into the darkness and disappears.
Follow him.
And then you hear the sound of a lighter. And he lights up an oil lamp and a couple of candles and casts the place in proper illumination. Revealing a jumble of easels, paints, palettes, brushes, and so on, with many finished and unfinished canvases.
Nice.
And you can see a couple of armchairs and like this sort of big sagging sofa piled with sketches and papers, and he just sort of like pushes them off into like the corner. He's like, I have some wine here if if anybody would like to partake.
Cool place you have here, mister. Sure.
Thank you.
Wow,
I'm
look at
glad
all
I
this
have one.
neat
I'm glad I
stuff.
have an admirer.
Junk now.
You can see the paintings here, by the way, are largely abstract, dark and bold in shades of maroon, scarlet, black, and silver. Does anybody have any art skill?
Yes, I
Not
do.
that kind
Anchor.
of art skill.
Make an art roll.
I got
Alright.
literature art.
Nah, that's not good.
Barely a success.
Barely a success. Well, it's enough. They're very, very skillfully done. This is high quality shit.
Ooh.
They may not be to everyone's taste, as abstract art is, but they're good.
I don't know how
Very
you tell
good
that
place
stuff,
you have
man.
here.
Someone art.
He gets some alcohol. I guess this would probably be that Italian shit. Was it
Yeah,
grappa?
yeah, Gretzky.
Nope.
Wayne
Gretzky.
Gretzky.
Wayne Gretzky. Pours you some of the wine. Does anybody want it other than Anker?
I want to take a sniff of the general painting vicinity. Is there a smell of rotted fruit?
Roll.
I think sniff is a stat, but
I don't think it is. I'm almost certain it isn't.
Well, then I guess he just does it.
Just do a spot hidden. We'll see if your nose can spot it.
He's got eyes on his nose.
I got another hard.
Another hard.
Not a hard spot.
You don't really smell any rotted fruit smell. It just smells strongly of paint and painting supplies.
Nothing like out of the ordinary. Just painting.
It smells like it looks.
Okay.
Oh,
this is painted with blood.
no, it smells like paint. Pour some wine. Does anybody like any tea if they don't want any wine?
I'll take some tea.
Okay. And
Okay.
Would you like some tea with your wine?
Brews some tea and sets it down in front of you, and then sits on the opposite couch. Invites you to sit.
I sit.
And he says,
I try to sit on the couch artsy like.
make an art roll.
What's base art?
Probably 5.
5. Okay. Let's see if I do it. No.
Just like Bart.
I thought it was
like
2,
Bart.
and I was like,
You
no,
sit
72.
cross-legged
Hmm.
with your
Yes.
hands folded gently in your lap. It's not very artsy. You look like a fool.
Aw,
Like a boo.
I think it looks artsy.
You do.
Cute.
You're convinced.
Ooh.
He begins by saying, Malcolm has left, and the others. Unfortunately, I was not able to go with them. I am afflicted with consumption, and my health was too poor to make the journey.
Oh yes, consumption.
That's what you said.
Oh, I forgot that's the other name.
Consumption,
Ah,
TB, it's the same shit.
Yeah. I forget they have multiple names for the same fucking diseases.
Bloody spitty.
The journey, as I understand, is quite arduous, and I fear it would have only been death had I tried to go. So, that didn't happen. Here I remain. The entire Fratelli has gone without me.
Fratelli.
Il Fratelli del Signor Giallo. Brothers of the Yellow Sign.
Mm-hmm.
That was what we sort of loosely called ourselves. Well, it's not what we called ourselves. It was already in place before we arrived. Quarrie and Roberto Anzalone, who we met in London, we discovered them, and joined them, I suppose you'd say. We had another group in London, but they were brutes, and the man who held court in that kingdom was... and he twirls his finger next to his head.
Oh.
Malcolm and I never trusted him, so we went on our way, and when we heard about this place, we had to find them. We discovered them doing a performance of the play The King in Yellow. At La Scala, actually.
Hmm.
It was extraordinary. We'd, of course, seen the play before. We have a good friend in London, Talbot Estes, who worked on a similar play.
Mm-hmm.
But it was like they understood so clearly. And they told us about the Trinity, you see. The Trinity. Not the Trinity of the Christian God, you understand. That is just a pastiche over the true story. Something much older. The Trinity of another God.
Hmm. Is it
There is the Father, of course. Some call the Unspeakable One. A bleak
What's his
name. But his name carries weight, and it is Hastur. The Son is the King in Yellow. The Holy Ghost as represented by the Stranger. The Bible truly tells the story of the King in Yellow's journey across the Holy Land. And then he makes his final ascension back to the Hyades, what we refer to as the Christian heaven, into the company of his father Hastur. No doubt those who first wrote the Gospels were faithful, but the tale has been corrupted and confused over the centuries. For instance, the Christian cross is a misrendering of the yellow sign. The stranger wearing the pallid mask from the play is clearly the Holy Ghost. His appearance is obviously not to be taken literally. Angels are surely Byakhee. And so on and so on. The parallels are many and obvious. But they spoke of a truth of his return, you see. When Hastur walked, when the king walked, there was beauty in the world, artistic explosion, and peace, unity. Look at the world around us now. The Great War, the epidemics, these diseases, the damage that happened here in Milan, this financial ruin that has taken so much of our world. It shows the fragility of everything. The fragility of we alone. Thus the pilgrimage. The pilgrimage of grace, as Malcolm called it. There they will go, if with any luck, to usher him home. But I don't understand all of it. I've been gifted such artistic vision since I joined this group. Such wonders I have seen. Make a luck roll.
I'm the best at
Who?
luck. It's me.
All?
I'm the best.
Balls?
I've done the luck roll.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna do a luck roll too.
Yes, but I'm the best.
He said all of us make one.
Did he though?
Yes.
What'd he say?
Brandon?
Find out.
Actually, since it's a luck roll, it's got to be the person with the lowest luck.
Oh. I don't know who that is.
Oh, who's that?
Definitely not me.
I feel like we previously established that, but I don't know if we wrote it out.
It actually might be.
It was KMS's character last time, but he doesn't have that character anymore.
Yeah.
KMS's character again.
Probably.
It could be.
He has it again?
I think he might. What's
Yeah, but
everybody's luck?
60.
Mine is 70.
Oh boy.
Mine's like fucking 40.
40.
In the 40.
How do
Goddamn.
you?
Anybody else?
I got 60.
I'm at 81.
50s.
Okay. Well. Roll for KMS.
Does he do this on purpose?
Wait, what
Does
is
he say,
KMS's
hey, I'm
luck?
going to create a character where I will die?
What's KMS's luck? It doesn't
Lower.
matter. I'm just gonna write it.
Damn, dog.
Just gonna put.
Yeah, pin that. Nick,
Yeah.
pin it.
Yeah, pin that.
No.
Pin it.
Well, it's fine. I can always just search for luck.
Yeah, but no, I don't. I want Nick pin it.
No, I don't want to, because you just told me to.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
fucking castrate you.
Bro, we got Benito, not Castro.
Anyways. I succeeded, so. Feel
Oh, did
stupid
you?
that I made that roll. Maybe I should have made somebody else do it. It doesn't matter, I already did it. You see, right, like, next to where... I'd say it's probably right next to where Joseph is sitting. There's an easel with a piece of paper pinned to it. And, it looks like that piece of paper may contain some interesting things.
I read it.
Grab it. Grab it. Quick, stealthily. Stealthy grab.
Do you want to make a stealthy grab?
Oh.
It's. I mean, you can try to read it, but it's at an awkward angle, and it's probably going to be hard.
I don't have very good stealth.
Okay, well then
And I
try
also
and
have
read
worse sleight of hand.
it. Yeah, but like, how does your read? You know how to read, right?
It depends on which.
It's like
side you're
it's
gonna
because
use for reading.
it's in like scrawled handwriting and at an angle.
I got okay spot hidden. I've gotten 3 spot hards in a row. I'm bound to
You
fuck
might
up.
be able to make out some of it, but unless you grab it, you're probably not going to be able to read all of it. Is all I'm saying.
I want it.
Did someone else grab it, or would it be like obvious that someone walked over to grab it?
He seems to be. I mean, it would be obvious if somebody walked over to grab it.
Yeah,
Maybe
alright, well then who's the second closest to it?
Bronson.
Me.
Alright, you roll stealth and fucking grab it, dude.
Or sleight of hand. And both. I don't know.
Should I just roll stealth?
don't
Let me
know,
just.
yeah, good.
Let me see what Mr.
What are your
GM
stats?
says.
Let's go for stealth.
Alright. Hard.
Hard?
Yes.
You wait for him to like look down to like refill his little glass of grappa, and you just grab it.
Yoink.
Grab a ghoul.
It is mine now.
He sort of looks back up and takes a sip. That's how Our story.
That's nice.
What is yours? What is your interest in all this?
We sort of just stumbled in on it.
Yeah.
We found an interest to it. We saw the play, and sort of.
The
We
play,
like
how
to
it
see
goes.
things to the end.
the play brings many of us.
Yeah.
Brings us pretty close.
It's a fascinating world.
Do I
Oh,
still have the
man.
old sign in my head?
What?
Do I still have the sign on my head?
Yep.
Yeah.
I imagine you're
That-
probably wearing something.
Yes. I am
like a-
wearing a cool hat.
Yeah, a cool hat.
Because I'm
cool.
not gonna look like a bandaged, like somebody that escaped a psych ward.
Now we got a cool baseball
if I
hat.
did.
You want to see the big game?
Gosh, see the
mean-
big game.
The
Good
gifts.
game.
The trouble is, there are so many who want to seek the king for the gifts, And they are wonderful. The sight I have been given, the art I have been able to produce under his guidance is is far greater than anything I've ever been able to produce before.
Mm-hmm.
The dreams I have had, the power that I have seen others wield, it's extraordinary. But that's not what it's about. Humanity is lost. We are sheep running wild through the field, and the wolves are circling, and they are picking us off one by one. Humanity needs a shepherd, as it did in the days of old. We need a guiding hand to take us back to a time of peace and artistic integrity and beauty and harmony. The world is just getting worse and worse. More violent, more hateful, more restrictive, more controlled, more bought and paid for, more damaged. There's a better way, and that is what we're about. That is the real gift of Astor.
See.
Takes another sip.
Are we gonna be able to see that effects of his for Malcolm Quarrie, his effects?
Yeah, you got those effects. Got those,
He looks at you curiously and says, Malcolm is alive.
Yeah, but
I cannot let you pilfer through his things.
I see.
I mean, it's...
I got the thing.
The thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did he say... Well, he said that they were going to, quote, Tibet, but not. Did he say where they were?
He said they weren't going to Tibet. He said
Yeah,
that was the
but-
story.
Yes. Yeah, I know. But did he say where they were actually going?
He didn't. He cut himself
didn't,
off. Well, he was cut off by Columbo.
Why don't we just ask him?
You see him looking at the easel.
So I was going to do. About the... You said they were going to Tibet, but not really.
He's
No.
looking at the easel where the piece of paper was pinned.
I'm trying to get his attention again.
He's already looking at it.
Damn it.
really need to know where he went, sir.
He looks back. His brow is a little furrowed.
You okay?
You know where they went?
What is your ambition?
My what?
Your ambition.
My ambition? For what? All this?
He shakes his head.
Just being here? I don't quite understand.
You want to stop him, don't you?
Who? Whatever do you mean?
He looks sad.
I take off my hat.
No,
Yes.
you can make it.
He looks up. My God. That's extreme.
Bit of a moment I had.
I understand.
You
Put my
understand?
hat back on.
He walks over, he, like, gets up and he walks over and he extends his hand.
I grab his hand. I shake.
Shakes your hand vigorously. And he says, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. When I saw that you had stolen from me, I became so frightened. I don't want any harm to come to my friends, and I don't want the corruption that has infested this world to infest our last chance.
I just want to find out everything, really. Chronicle it.
I have told you what I will. You have the paper. I wonder.
You wonder.
You see him, he whispers something.
That cat comes around the corner.
Giant cat.
Why is it big?
You hear him
It's an
say,
Eldritch cat.
Yeah.
Angel, come forth.
Huh?
And you hear this, like, shifting sound
Oh,
like,
he summoned
the
Biyaki.
back. And you just see looming out of the dark. Wings folded. Drool dripping from its massive fangs.
Oh,
A Biyaki.
oh
Does it
my.
look angry?
It's watching.
Okay.
Has
Okay,
he?
that's cool.
Has it just been here or something? What's going on?
It's been chilling.
Angel. Do they lie to me?
Hey,
Are they false?
hey, Thomas, you might just want to like call him
Can I
off.
understand it? Can I understand it?
No.
Dang.
Angel. Do they serve the darkness after all?
Who's
maybe
the
we should just make a
darkness?
break for it or something.
Riku.
Who's the darkness? I wish to know.
It's Kingdom Hearts darkness.
It's darkness.
I put a hand on
Moves
my
closer.
pistol.
Me too.
Oh,
You can see it's like right behind him now. Its chest is almost touching his back, and its long neck is craned past him and just like looming towards you.
Everybody chill, everybody chill.
You can see the thin, hollow teeth where it drains the blood. As it
Hey, Thomas, you really don't want to be playing with these things.
down,
Was
boy,
that him?
down.
that's what the Bianchi sounds like.
Oh my god, it sounds like a
Sounds like a
fucking
dog.
stupid dog.
Terrifying.
I mean, what do you think a Byakhee is?
Big dog. Just a big dog. Just wants
It's a
love.
big dog. Oof.
H.H. Lovecraft had a very questionable grasp on what dogs are.
What?
He knew what cats were, by God.
Uh-huh. That's why the hounds of Tyndalos are giant mosquitoes that exist in other dimensions.
Ah, those wacky hounds of Tyndalos. The Byakhee looms closer and closer. It's now looming over Anker.
Hmm.
And it's just so close. You can smell this putrid corpse breath flowing into your face. Its face has to be a foot from yours. The slobber is just drip, drip, dripping onto the floor in front of you.
I have nothing to be afraid of. I don't serve the darkness.
I don't know who the darkness
I don't
is.
think that's subject. Oh,
I serve so much darkness.
What flavors?
Lime.
No thanks.
Oh, I could go for key lime pie.
The maestro looks like a mannequin.
God damn, perfect.
It's impressive.
I can't tell if that's fear or
I'm not sure if he's
Power.
T-posing or afraid.
That's the mystery of the maestro. Cranes its head along and is just sort of like looking at each of you individually. Pulls up in front of William.
Hello.
Leans closer. And then it pulls back.
Good doggy.
Vayu says, "Be gone from this place."
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you for your time.
Get out of
Leave.
here, gang.
So I think that went well.
Me and the Byakhee be like, this is what
As you
we're
leave,
like.
he says, you hear him say as you guys depart, to the angel, "Angel, watch them closely." And the door closes behind you.
Haven't we killed one of those things before?
Several.
Like, we probably should have just fought so we could have killed him and the fucking
Byakhee.
thing.
We haven't. I don't think we've killed any Byakhee.
In the Dreamlands Express.
Oh, maybe in Dreamland.
Those were not Byakhee.
What were they?
They were something else. I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't Byakhee.
Started with a G, right?
Might have been Byakhee. I don't think it was Byakhee,
Flying
though.
guys.
I don't think it was Byakhee. I thought it was something else. Maybe I'm
I
wrong.
could have sworn it started with a G.
I can double check real quick. Thought it wasn't Byakhee, because I remember Look, I can look.
Well, wish I knew how that thing talked. I don't see understand that.
Shantax.
Yeah, that was
They
wrong.
were Shantax, not Byaki. Different creature.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of Byaki.
You've seen a number of Byaki. I don't think you guys have ever killed one.
No. I don't think so.
You haven't really even fought them. They've
No.
just...
Yeah, so we don't know how
We
tough
fought
they're
one
gonna be.
punked you.
once.
You fought one a little bit, but you didn't kill it.
Actually, I think only like Bronson hit it or something. And
Yeah.
we just kept running.
Seemed like it was hard to hit.
Hard stuff.
So you guys depart back out into the Milan streets. Now here at damn near midnight.
Nice.
Well, let's go back to the hotel and then read the pages.
Okay. You return to the hotel.
Yeah.
Hotel Mario.
Back to the Hotel Mario.
Luigi Mansion.
We make the little fucking meat
Back to your-
as we walk.
Back to your little place there.
Yeah, the Hotel Vespucci.
Nope. No, not quite.
Might be.
What the hell is this? Oh, I'm very... Hold up. Something terrible's happened.
Uh-oh.
Oh, never mind. I see what that is. Never mind. Who gives a shit about that?
Uh-oh.
So, you head back to the hotel, and you read the piece of paper you snagged from the easel.
Yes.
It looks like plans for artistic works?
Motherfucker!
I make a copy of it.
No, I'll read it. I mean, it's written down. It's not like... It says the following. 3 works in oil. Biblical images in the style of Blake. The infernal method. Corrosive. Hastur, unrecognizable. Fills the canvas but for the bottom right, where an eye provides relief. Awful depths. Upper right, Springer Mound. Second one. The king in yellow has stepped down to earth at Drakmar. He stands lower center, just off center to play with perspective, his tall arms raised in welcome, accepting adulation. He seems to stand above the ground, wears his pale tattered robes that move independent of all else. My angel hangs in silhouette against angry clouds. Shafts of sunlight tear down to earth, but the illumination comes from the figure. A Buddhist temple. Mustang's culture is Tibetan, so ochre, black, and white dominate the temple and all canvas. Other earthly conceits. Chortens, prayer flags thrown down. The third one. The stranger stands on high ground looking down along a valley wilderness, the Kali Gandaki Gorge through Nepal. He waits patiently for figures toiling up towards him. Don't show these? Does he hide them? The yellow sign is clearly worked onto his robes, but we cannot see it all. He might turn at any moment to show us the sign. All the elements in this picture are hidden. This is what is on the paper. And then
That's
I'll
a lot of stuff.
post that for you there.
I will
I'm going to save this.
write
Fine.
this down on a separate piece of paper, and then That way we can return the original at some point by like sliding it under his door.
Never again will I return.
Maybe it'll feel better then.
No.
I mean, it's worth a try. I'm be nice and steal a man's art ideas. Not give it back.
Well,
I don't know what the hell the infernal method is. Does this stuff make sense to you, Anker?
No.
Art boy, art.
Yeah,
What does
art
it
it
mean?
up.
Come on, art boy.
What do these art terms mean?
Art boy, come on.
What do they mean? Come on.
Don't
Art.
bully me.
Because I don't know what this means.
It's the infernal method is an art term,
Is it?
specifically related to the artist
Blake.
William Blake, who is most famous for drawings like anybody ever seen like Red Dragon or one of those?
No, that sounds
Nope.
dope.
Those
What's
like
that?
those
Ooh. Ooh,
Oh, that.
No.
they're like he's known for these ones.
Why does it have a fat ass?
Mm-hmm.
It's fucking cool.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Damn, boy, you got a stupid fat ass.
I can't fly anywhere. The wind is fucking clapping my ass cheeks. People hurting everybody.
I don't know if I like this.
That's the Great Red Dragon, and the woman clothed in sun.
What does it mean?
I think it's supposed to be the devil or some shit.
He's scaly. Did you know that?
I've heard that.
Well, we can find out. Well, he said they weren't going to Tibet.
Where's was there?
So I don't think they.
Yeah, no, the
literally
big
went.
information that we wanted to get, we didn't get because we stole the paper related to shitty artwork.
I mean, one of the things is the stranger stands on grounds looking down along a valley near Nepal. They said they weren't actually going to Tibet, which is nearby, so I don't. Yeah.
They said they weren't. It's weird. They said they weren't going to France, but this piece of paper says they're going to Italy. I mean, that's next to it, so they can't be going to Italy.
I mean, I figure he meant more like they're not physically going far away because the.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what you meant by that, Nick, either. Like, I'm gonna be honest.
Look, first you say, no, he doesn't mean stab them with swords. Now you're saying they're going to Nepal. What's going on here?
Dog, he didn't.
I'm getting mixed
You've
artistic
leapt to a
messages.
great assumption here.
Yeah, well, I leapt to it too, so it can't be wrong.
Why would they even say they're going to Tibet? What's the deception there? Like, oh, I don't want anybody to know I'm going to Nepal?
Because you can't go to Nepal at this time of the history.
Oh,
Can you not?
No,
Why not?
I don't remember. It's later in the book, but I remember you can't go to Nepal legally.
Oh.
interesting.
Alright, boys, road trip.
Whatever. Who gives a shit about legality? Do you know us?
Nepal time.
That's why that's a good cover story. Because it's close by. So everyone's like, oh, this big expedition with all these people is heading off somewhere.
It was closed to foreigners until 1951.
Yeah, see?
What the fuck?
And it was established in 1816 after a war with the British.
Why was it closed
I don't know,
off?
probably the same reason Japan was.
Yeah, except nobody cared about Nepal.
Yeah.
Some people cared about Nepal. Like
Some people. And I
like
think it got
Roberto
opened-
Anzalone and Malcolm Quarrie.
Yeah, but they're losers.
Damn.
I didn't mean it. That was mean. I'm sorry.
Well, we have our destination, folks. And
So
it's
we're going-
midnight.
On Nepal?
Going on a road trip. It's one of the poorest countries in the world.
Oh,
Fuck, they make
That's
there.
fine. We've done.
fucking rude.
I'm
on,
trying
man.
to find why they were closed. Why are you closed? And that was one of the things it told me instead. And I was like, that's not what I wanted to learn.
Do you feel smart now?
Let's see.
What?
What?
Huh?
What? What are you looking at? You looking at me?
Why do we gotta go to China?
I don't want to go to China.
You don't. You have to go to Nepal.
Pretty sure that's China.
I'm not sure about that.
How
Pretty
about we
sure
go to
that's a
sleep
part
here?
of China legally. Pretty sure they own that. Sponsored by.
All right. Well, I guess if that's all if you're done in Milan, then
What's the People's Party in China? What are they called?
I don't know, man. All right. Next time, I guess we'll go to Milan, or I mean, Tibet or whatever.
I don't know what else there is to
We're gonna
do
be the
in
Dalai
Milan.
Lama.
We could go to the theater.
We could go.
So
to see
we have
Hamletto?
we have to kidnap the Champan Lama before
Yeah.
China does.
Yes.
That way we control the succession.
They think that China kidnapped him. It was a random group of people.
It was a
thought he was-
random group of cultists.
We thought he was connected to Hastur.
We thought he was the next king of Yellow. He wasn't.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have killed him.
Little do we know, he's the only one who can predict the next manifestation of Hastur.
That'd be dope.
But he won't tell anybody. He's been a real dick about it.
But we can't.
keep-
He
have to
actually
take
tells
him nuts.
everyone. We just don't speak Tibetan Chinese.
Yeah, nobody can translate.
They're like,
Oh.
yeah, you don't want to know what he just said.
Well, we could try and... No, I don't want to break into this man's places.
Yeah, he's got a big scary monster in there.
he's
Yeah,
also-
I think that place is off limits now.
Well, he has another place, but that place we don't know where.
Oh yeah, the
exactly it
sex
is.
dungeon thing.
We don't know exactly where his sex dungeon is, though.
We could become black shirts and find out.
What
You guys want
about?
to become
We
black
could
shirts?
try and oust him to the black shirts,
So-
but
so the-
then we would also probably be under suspicion.
Are the effects there at the shit, or am I just not?
I don't know. But he said he wouldn't give them up because, like, pretty sure Malcolm Quarrie's still alive. And then he,
We should have brought his head to show him. He's like, nah, he's right here.
but we don't got that.
No head?
No head.
You imagine he doesn't have Malcolm Quarrie's personal belongings sitting in a pile in the back of his house.
I mean, that's what I'd do.
At the back of his house.
The front.
Actually, I'd probably
The
keep it
garage.
near the front door. Like, it'd be crushed behind the door. Like, every time you open it, it doesn't open all the way. And you'd be like, ah, fucking, what? Oh, yeah, that's right.
This is priceless family heirlooms.
Yeah, well, he's dead.
So he has it at the shipping office, then, is what you're saying.
Maybe.
You went to the shipping office. It was 10 feet by 10 feet.
But it
Oh,
might
was
be
it?
in the
I thought that was
corner
just the front office and there was like
No,
a
that was the
warehouse
whole
out back.
thing.
Oh, okay.
It's embarrassing.
Never
How are you
mind.
supposed to ship anything on that little fucking small place?
I don't know. Maybe they meant shipping like the relationship shipping.
Oh,
Ooh, that's cute.
they have an office dedicated to that?
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
a matchmaking agency.
I mean, it's a shipping office.
yeah.
It's
I
not.
was gonna say the term relationshipping didn't exist until the 90s with the X-Files.
I can
Yeah.
ship whatever I
Yeah.
want.
No.
Will they? Won't they?
But...
Nick, shut up.
Remember, 90% of fandom terminology comes from either Star Trek or the X-Files.
It's true.
Does it?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Those were the first, like,
Those were the big boys.
yeah, those were the first two, like, modern century fandoms.
And here we are today.
What else is there to do in Milan?
People are standing shit now. I fucking hate the term stand so goddamn much.
It's really blown up, and it's real not good.
Every time I
You
see
see-
the word stand, even
See,
if it's
that one
like
comes
something
from
that I like,
Eminem, and it's
Yeah, no,
not.
see, that's the
if
thing.
someone's-
I love the word stan just because I know that despite all of his ambitions, this is going to be the biggest contribution Eminem makes to culture.
What a nightmare for that
Look,
man.
I hate it because I associate it with K-pop fans on Twitter.
It does make me laugh
I
now
thought it
and
was
again.
a Korean word for the longest time.
It does make me laugh now and again when I
I thought
imagine
it was Korean
each
for
and
some-
every single one of these Tumblr girls who's saying Stan is like fucking tying up their significant other in their trunk of their car and driving off a bridge to the tune of Eminem's jams.
Road work ahead? I sure hope it does.
I hope it does.
Please.
That's a good
Plane to
contributor
Idaho.
to society.
Alright, did we stop the recording?
No.
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 Why-
'cause
Should I
it's
stop
supposed
it?
Oh, you know what? I'll look
Yeah.
up a map in
For
the
what?
libraries and try and find out how the fuck do we get to Nepal?
I mean, you'd have to take a steamship to India, probably.
Okay, we
Is
can
that
do
the
that.
way?
We got time.
Yeah.
How the fuck? Oh. That's gonna be a long fucking boat ride.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we're done then.
Can't we do it in
Jeez.
Nepal? That sounds
What do you
fun.
want? You want me to break into
Ladies
this
and
man's
gentlemen,
house?
this has been
Not
Call of
doing it.
Cthulhu. Goodbye!
Bye.